Hello, everyone. This is Brian DeRocher, current member of the OpenStreetMap US board. And today we're going to have a small town hall. Joining us is Alan. Oh. Sorry about that. I will stop my own video. And currently joining me is Alan. Alan, can you tell us a little bit about yourself?
Sure. I work for Stamen Design over there. And so I was quite recently studying OpenStreetMap, so
Okay. Alan, it's still a little bit hard to hear you. So while Alan's working on audio, let me just give the game plan here. So we're having these town halls so that the community of OpenStreetMap US can get to know some of the people who are running for the board. Join us for a conversation about what it's like to be on the board. Last weekend, the 5 members of the board, held a town hall where we spoke about what it's like to be on the board. It was about 50 minutes long. It's been archived on YouTube, and the wiki page about this election has a link to it. So if you'd like to go back and see that, the link is there on the wiki page for the 2017 election. And while it's on my mind, let me just explain what we're doing. So that is, it will say a 2017 election because generally it's from the 2017 calendar year to 2018. But we are holding the election a little bit late this time. And I'm getting messages. Slack. 1 minute, I'll be right back. Okay.
Is my audio any better now?
Absolutely.
Okay.
Yeah, a world of difference.
Great. Yeah, so just earlier I was just explaining that I have studied OpenStreetMap in grad school. I get to work with it at Stamen as a cartographer there. And this year I'm going to be administering, or I'll be the impartial observer for this OpenStreetMap US election.
Cool.
And this year I'm also really excited that we're using the single transferable vote method. So it's a proportional representation method. And also I do a lot of work with election reform up here in Washington State, where I live now. So if there are any questions about how the election actually works, how those votes are counted, I can answer any of those.
Cool. Just a second, I'm chatting with some people in our Slack room. See link in general. Or Twitter account. Okay. Maggie's going to be joining us if she can find a link. Yeah. So Alan, just wanted to say thanks for bringing this to our attention about what we're calling ranked choice voting, but you probably know the terminology better than we do. Somebody's joining us.
It's a form of ranked choice voting. Most people, once you start to research that term, you'll find that ranked choice voting can be applied to, say, for a president or a governor or a mayor, where you're only electing one person. But you can also use the same method to elect multiple people at the same time. So maybe a city council, or in this case, the board of an organization. And from the voter's point of view, it works the same. You basically have a list of potential candidates on your ballot, and instead of choosing just one or choosing a fixed number of candidates you approve or disapprove of. Under ranked choice voting, you can rank them all, or as many as you choose, in an order of preference. So from top favorite, your second choice, and third choice, and so on. You can rank them all, or you can only rank a few and then leave the rest blank. And then the votes get counted such that you elect the number of seats that are available, in this case 5, that in a way that respects everyone's preferences and also makes sure that minority factions in the electorate can get a voice on the board as well.
Great. Cool. Joining us is Maggie, also my fellow board member.
Hello.
Hi, Maggie. How are you?
I'm doing fine. How are you guys?
We're good.
Good.
We're waiting for candidates.
Okay.
And Alan was just telling us a little bit about ranked choice voting. And I gave,
That's
like,
great.
in the beginning, I just gave, like, a bird's eye view of where we're going. So let me continue where I was. So we did have a town hall a week ago. We talked about what it's like to be on the board. Today is the first town hall for, like, candidates to introduce themselves. Okay, and we're going to record this video so that other people can watch the video whenever they have time. They don't have to watch it live. And knowing that this time is not convenient for everybody, we're going to have another town hall on Tuesday night, Tuesday evening Pacific time. I think it's like, I forget the time, but it's on our wiki. And it's on the blog. So that we'll get, more candidates at that meeting, at that town hall. If you're interested in voting, please make sure that you are a current member. Again, on the wiki page for this election, there's a link on there that says, like, am I a current member or should I renew? And if you're not a current member, you can renew your membership quite easily. And then you'll be permitted to vote. Try to get that done by February 1st, and I think the election officially starts, well, don't quote me here, but I think it starts on February 3rd and runs through the 10th. But official dates are on the blog and the wiki. So that's about it. I guess we'll just hang out and wait for people to show up.
Yep, nominations end February 2nd.
Oh, great. Thank you.
Groundhog Day.
Good. That's the day when people will poke up and say, should I really run for the board or should I just sleep a little bit more?
Exactly.
If it's anything like last year, people procrastinate, and then, like, a day or two before the election, they whip together their manifesto or their statements. And sorry, was that my phone? I don't know whose phone that was.
Fine, sorry.
They'll whip together their manifestos and their statements and post them on wikis and get their name on the wiki in the nomination process. I don't think we were clear about this. People can self-nominate. You don't need to be nominated by somebody else. And what else? I don't know. Let's go back to the technology. Let's talk about the actual election. Alan, we were proposing to use OpaVote. Did you bring that up, or did somebody else? Did we get that from somebody else?
I think OpaVote, I think several people may have suggested that because OpaVote is what the International OpenStreetMap Foundation uses for their election.
Yeah.
And based on my research, it's one of the very few online voting systems that can do the multi-winner ranked choice voting, and it seems to be really easy to use. And I've seen it used in a lot of other elections. So
yeah, good.
And basically anybody who's also a member of the International Foundation, which you also, if you're a member of the U.S. one and not the international one, you might consider joining them also. And so people may have already been familiar voting in the international elections, so that it'll be the same experience when you vote for the U.S. board.
That's a great point. And we researched it a little bit. It seems to be very affordable. Very affordable. So we're looking forward to using that. We should, Alan, perhaps you and I and Maggie could do a trial run sometime. Just like set up a fake election, fake board, and just run
Sure.
it.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I'll vote
and-
for you.
Well, and you can OpenVote is great because you can, if you don't necessarily need a whole lot of security, like if you want to do a practice election just to see how it works, it's really easy to set up something completely for free and just send the link to your friends and see how the votes play out. I've done that in a lot of meetings just like as a demonstration where maybe we'll pick like flavors for pizza or something like that. Like if you had a bunch of like 10 friends and you had to order 2 pizzas, what are the 2 flavors you should order? So you could have an election where you anything you can think of voting on and see how the votes play out.
That's pretty cool. It seems to be very snappy. You could just throw together the election and vote. Like, where are we going for lunch today? That's pretty cool.
Very democratic. It's good.
Office politics. It's very nasty sometimes.
Yeah. Everybody gets to chime in.
Maggie, did you say something before? Like, I thought I heard you say something before. Like maybe you would set this up.
Nice one.
Oh no! I'm really not trying to plug you. I literally heard something.
We could talk about that off the recording.
Okay. No, I'll be glad. I'll set it up. Just for trial.
I'm happy to help. Oh yeah, for trial. I've never used it, so it would take a small learning curve, but it doesn't sound like it's too difficult.
Yeah, when Alan told us about it like months ago, I got in there, I signed up, and I looked around. It's so easy to set it up.
Okay.
Yeah, we'll just have to populate it. Well, let's see. We're 15 minutes in. There was one person on Slack who was interested in joining us, so I think maybe he'll show up.
Did anyone join last week?
Well, last week, yes. So that's when we talked about what it's like to be on the board. And when you mean, did anyone, it was just the board members. So nobody outside the board was asking us questions.
Oh, right. Okay.
I think Josh kind of poked his head in for a second, but then might have been like, whoops, I clicked the wrong link, and he disappeared real quick. Oh, well. So, Maggie, where are you? You're up in Baltimore?
I'm in Baltimore. Yeah,
Yeah, it's a nice day over on the East Coast.
it is. It's in the 50s today. The sun's out.
Yeah.
You in DC?
My wife just... not in DC. I'm in Northern Virginia.
Okay.
So, Alexandria.
And Alan, where are you?
I'm in Bellingham, Washington, the
Oh.
northwest corner of the Northwest State.
Nice.
So, Alan, what brought you there? Was it work?
No, I grew up here actually, so I still have a
Oh, cool.
family up here, and luckily, I was working for Stamen in San Francisco, and luckily they allowed me to start working remotely, and I just like being in a bit of a smaller town, still not too far from Seattle and Vancouver, BC.
Hmm.
But San Francisco was exciting, but difficult and expensive to live in.
Oh, yeah.
I hear good things about Bellingham. I just heard of 2 people I know moving out there, so small town is growing, maybe.
Yeah, it sure is. People have discovered it. That's okay.
Are there any breweries?
Are there any breweries?
Washington.
Yeah, awesome. I'm jealous.
Yeah, I mean we're kind of like Boulder or something like that. If you have a sense of that
Yeah.
town.
Yeah. Boulder was nice.
And there's a lot of good OSM stuff going on up here, like some kind of fairly active OpenStreetMappers are in the area. Clifford Snow and Paul Norman's up in Vancouver. So
Right.
There's a lot going on up here. I'm working on getting a buildings import ready for Bellingham, but we haven't started on that yet.
Okay. And Portland.
Oh yeah.
They're using OpenStreetMap. The city of Portland is using OpenStreetMap, right? The TriMet?
Yeah, they're transportation, and I think it's like a regional transportation organization. Covers the 3-county area. Yeah, they've been using OSM for a while, and they've been one of the very early kind of adopters as a government agency.
That's awesome. And Madeline, she runs a group. That's cool. Yeah, Madeline, I'm sorry, Maggie, I think I'm going to not run for the board, but focus more on the mapping DC area, which I feel like I haven't given them enough time, but I'd like to get back into that.
Yeah. Okay.
And Baltimore.
Yeah, Baltimore's right up the road. Can't forget Aria.
Yeah.
There was a pretty good. We had Geomore here when I lived here 5 years ago, and there was, we're a pretty good group. Many people have left.
Elliot.
It's still, Elliot's still here, and Hogan's moved on. But it'd be good to get started again.
Yeah. Philadelphia, a guy named Dan Ford is spinning up their group. See, what I did is I got onto meetup.com and I just searched for OpenStreetMap.
Yeah.
And I just joined every group out there.
Philadelphia has a strong community, and actually, I wonder if they're considered doing a bid for OSM US.
Yeah, you're right.
State of the Map US. I mean.
Yeah. We should talk to them.
Yeah.
Although Josh was talking to me this morning, and at first we're kind of on the fence about a DC bid, but he's gonna work with Lauren, I think her name is Lauren. So he's at Radiant Blue, and she's at DevSeed. So we'll see.
Yeah,
it'll be nice. It'll be nice to be on the other side of the fence instead of like from the OpenStreetMap board perspective on organizing a conference, but more from the local perspective and doing some footwork.
Yeah, for sure.
All right, well, let's just give it 5 more minutes. So in the meantime, maybe I can advertise something.
Sure, you have a live air, and it's going to be put out to the world. So there you go.
It's live and recorded. So at State of the Map, there was a talk where it was hosted by Mikkel. No formal topic. It was just like open conversation, which was great, and a lot of community members there. When I say community, I mean just like average Joe mappers instead of companies. And we were talking about building a tool to help us out with our organization. So for me, it's Mapping DC, but it could be like all the city groups, all the local groups. And I started finally building this. I haven't pushed the code yet, but I'll push the code to some repo on GitHub. I'm calling it Microcosm, and the idea is it's my little world of OpenStreetMap, like Microcosm. So I think it's a pretty good name. And what it'll do is what this website will do is help you track your membership. Because my problem now as an organizer is that I've got members that are interested in mapping and OpenStreetMap in Facebook, on Twitter, on Meetup, in the mailing lists, and in Slack. So, tracking people who are interested is just really tough. And even sending out notifications or like an email blast, it's kind of tough. So I'd like a single website to do all that, which may or may not integrate with other websites. And I think we could probably integrate it pretty well. like if somebody starts joining you on Twitter, starts following you on Twitter, that it pops up in this tool. It says, "Oh, you got a new follower on Twitter. Would you like to send them out an email or like a welcome email or something?" Oh, speaking of integrations, I'm going to integrate with Clifford Snow's new Mapper tool. So if somebody joins or does an edit in the area of your city, it'll pop up in this tool, and then you can send out a welcome email and tell them, like, this is where we meet and focus. These are some of the projects we're doing, for example, a building import, stuff like that.
I wonder if there would be a way to, it sounds great. I wonder if there'd be a way to integrate some of the data that companies are collecting is around diffusers. So, there's 5 people meeting at this coffee shop and they've all logged into OpenStreetMap. So they have access to those data.
Mhm.
And I can't remember exactly, but it's a new company. And they have offered to use them for OpenStreetMap and give them tests, right? And show high volumes of users in different cities and where people congregating.
Yeah.
And that could help build new community groups. Maybe people just don't know there's other people there mapping.
Exactly. In fact, I think I heard you say something that's really interesting. So let's say a couple people, or even one person, goes to a coffee shop, signs into OpenStreetMap. So now we know who it is and where they are. We could send them out a task. We could be like, hey, can you go 3 doors down and get the phone number of this business? Or, can you tell us if this road is a one-way road? Have them do like some quick tasks.
What like you do on Google? Like I just went and picked up some lunch and I forgot to turn off my location, and they were like, help us know what this place is like. And I don't let them know what this place is like because it's Google, but if it was OpenStreetMap, I might be more inclined.
Yeah, exactly. That's a pretty cool model.
Yeah.
We'll see about that.
Yep.
So the other thing that this will do is, like, if you're going to have an event like a Mapathon or Mappy Hour or street level survey, to basically put your event there, do the email blast to people, track the RSVPs, send out any comments or notes or discussions. Basically, it's going to replace Meetup in that respect. Because right now, I'm paying for Meetup, and it's like, I don't know, $20 a month, $30 a month. Which I feel perhaps is not sustainable. Even if there's reimbursement from the OpenStreetMap US, I just don't feel like that's kind of sustainable.
No, it's not, and it's kind of clunky.
Now, some people say like, oh, but you get like hundreds of followers like really quick, people who are interested, and that's true. Like, it's got a great social networking aspect. You just say that you're interested in geography or maps, and boom, it'll guide people towards your meetup. But often these people are not the people who do a lot of editing or a lot of contributions to the community. They might show up once but never show up again. So I'm not buying all the improvement or benefits of Meetup.com.
Yeah. It can be used for some things, but a lot of times someone joins a new city, like goes to a new city, and they're just looking for something new to do or people to meet.
That's true. That's true. Something else that this tool will do is measure coverage. So I went to somebody's talk. I think it was a Mapboxer, Min. And he was showing the coverage of each city based on Foursquare. I think it was based on Foursquare data that has all the points of interest. So obviously you can't copy all those points of interest into OpenStreetMap, but you can do a delta. And you can say, oh, this point is in Foursquare, but it's not in OpenStreetMap. Maybe we should get somebody over there. Or at least you can measure the coverage. Like, we're 20% complete when it comes to restaurants, 50% complete when it comes to libraries, stuff like that. And that's pretty cool. Like, you can set goals.
Yeah. Metrics are good.
So For the technology, I picked Ruby on Rails, mostly because the OpenStreetMap website itself is based on Ruby on Rails. So one day this could be merged into OpenStreetMap.org, and I would think that'd be pretty cool if that ever happened. All right, well, let's call it here. Alan, any last words?
Not for me.
Okay.
Anyone can ask me any questions at any time about the process of the election, and I'd be happy to answer them.
Cool.
Track me down online. Mapping Mashups is my handle.
Mapping Mashups. And let me just pull up the date for the next. Oh, this keyboard's not working. Where's my other keyboard? .us. And I'll go to our blog, and I'll go to the last article. So, the next town hall will be Tuesday, January 30th at 6 p.m. Pacific and 9 p.m. Eastern. And we hope to see lots of people there.
Yes.
Okay.
Don't be
Cool.
shy.
All right, guys.
If you want to come out and talk, or if you want to reach out to anybody on the board, board at OpenStreetMap.us, feel free.
Yeah. And also, that's the email address, board@openstreetmap.us. And also, if you see us on Slack, you can join us in the board forum. Post your questions in the board-forum channel. All right. Bye, all.
Bye.